Hey everyone, it's Steven at Gutter Pop Comics, Buffalo, New York, 1421 Hurdle Avenue. It is Friday, November 12th, 9:30 a.m. So we've had kind of a crazy week. Diamond, one of the main distributors that we order comics from, had like a ransomware attack over the weekend or something, and so there were some delays and then just some general kind of confusion and uncertainty this week. So I'm just going to kind of rush through everything this week. If this is your first time joining us, we normally do like a video where we just kind of like go through the week's new releases, do a flip through, that kind of stuff, talk about our first impressions. If you see anything you're interested in, feel free to DM the shop or call the shop. But this week it's going to be pretty brisk. Just normally we do it the night of, like Tuesday night, the night before New Comic Book Day. So I'm just going to jump right in. Second volume, Homesick Pilots. This is like a cool kind of a riff on like kind of mech pilot kind of kaiju stuff, but with some twists. Second volume of Codename Sailor V. This was actually the precursor to Sailor Moon. And these are all the Sailor Moon stuff is getting these like really nice deluxe editions. No One Else. So they reissued this artist's previous work, and I really liked The Night Fisher. I never read it before, but really beautiful drawing. This one's a little more like clean. The other one I remember being like really brushy. That's rough. But yeah, like really cool. So I'm looking forward to reading this one, but I really liked The Night Fisher. That one had gotten by me. I think it was released in like the 2000s. A new volume of Shaman King. New volume of The Girl from the Other Side. Man, I'm hoping the first volume gets a is back in print soon. This is like one of the best like fantasy manga out right now, and I can't wait to read the new volume. But really beautiful, weird character design on the fairy guy. But cool. I think I don't remember if this came out already. We might have gotten this last week, but we got it again from Diamond. So, or maybe we sold out or something. But the new volume of My Hero Vigilantes 11. New Rumiko Takahashi book, Mao. We got the first volume in. I read it. It was very enjoyable, as all of her comics are. So I'm excited to see where this one takes me. I will be reading this. Looks pretty cool. So this had a free comic book day preview. Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend. It looks pretty charming. Kind of just a silly. Oh, there we go. What the heck? Just trying to put herself out there. Berserk, Volume 9. This is crazy. Big boy. It's the complete Demon Slayer. So it's $200. So as most of Demon Slayer is out of print, this is like the perfect gift for, I don't know, some holiday. And also if you've, just been wanting to read it, that is pretty magnificent. This looks really cool. I do not know how to say that word, but I gave it a flip and the drawing looked really great. It kind of reminds me of like Inio Asano or something like that. Yeah, look at that. That's so weird. But I don't know what the premise is, but I think it's just sort of, let's find out together about the author. Coming of age tale. Perfect. Love it. Let's see. I'll just keep rolling. So we'll do content warning. So prepare yourself. It's pretty gross. Ed Piskor's new, this is the collection of the Red Room comics. So this has been, you know, very much talked about, super violent comic. I might not open it just because it's going to be really gross, whatever I open to. But if you're into extreme violence or horror, or if the idea of, like, the premise is about, like, kind of like a dark web, you know, snuff society kind of, and yeah, it's really intense and insane and really creative. I'm a big fan of Ed Piskor's previous work. This was sort of a surprise to me, but I've been watching his cartoonist kayfabe show a lot, and I really appreciate him and what he his enthusiasm for comics. So pretty excited about that. This looks awesome. Miranda Chia. Oh, jeez. So furthering on the content warning, I should have. But this is like a pretty, like, I don't know what the right word is, like candid, or like they're very like unfiltered, like I don't know, just like very blunt, or should I say hilarious and lacerating cartoons about the interior lives of unimpressed women. So yeah, it's like this very like cool, honest, like just like kind of glimpse into a young person or this person's mind of like just having to, like, you know, live on planet Earth and yeah, unimpressed. So pretty cool. Nottingham, like a fantasy, you know, very violent, you know, Game of Thrones meets Spawn. I don't know, it's not Spawn. Sheriff of Nottingham hunts a serial killer with his penchant for tax collectors. Nice. This is a collection. We've been getting these in for a while now. This is all of the quick and easy guides, 4 books to inspire meaningful, respectful conversations on gender identity, sexuality, and body autonomy. So these have all been released before. We have all of these in stock, but this is a nice bundle. Quick and easy guide to they, them pronouns, queer and trans identities, easy guide to sex and disabilities, consent. So these are really great and a perfect gift. And then, you know, kind of good to just have on you sometimes if you're ever having one of those awkward, weird conversations where people are like being maybe a little obstinate and they're like, oh, like I just don't understand, blah blah blah. Oh, well, here, this is like a book I can just give you. Just keep him in your car or have him in your back pocket. This looks really good. A Life Turned Upside Down. My Dad's an Alcoholic. This is a Japanese cartoonist, and it's just sort of chronicling their, maybe like, you know, like their dawning that their dad is an alcoholic, and then the, you know, typical, sorry, I shouldn't say typical, but like their specific experience of like having to grapple with that, and then like just, yeah, the way it spirals out. So kind of interesting to see how that plays out in like Japanese society and for that specific person. I loved the first volume of Boys Run the Riot. This was such an interesting character study. It's like 2 trans teens who are very different, kind of, you know, band together just due to, like, you know, just trying to get through life. And I loved the 2 characters, and I loved the comic, and I cannot wait to read the second volume. Of course, the first one is out of print, but, you know, hopefully they'll do a second printing of that. This came back in stock, and I just thought I'd throw it back up on the new release table, but really wonderful collection of just 100 manga artists you should know. Oh my gosh, what a mess I'm making. So I've shown this off before, but, you know, just, I had this book a number of years ago, and I learned a lot from it, so happy to have that back in print and in the store. Okay, so Bite Mark Maker Volume 3. We have 1 and 2 in stock, kind of a spicy, you know, like, kind of a, oh my gosh, oof. Might be a mutant. Yeah, I'm a little unclear on the premise. I thought it was about like spicy, like romantic vampire stuff, but I think they're like mutant, I don't know. Yeah, they got something going on. I'm gonna hire a cameraman, I think, or a camera person, I should say. This is like action. I said that only because I'm like swinging the phone around, and I think we're gonna try and get things a little more legit soon, and figure out better ways to film this stuff, and maybe it's a two-person activity after all. So, yeah, pretty cool action adventure comic. I believe this is the artist from Blade Runner Origins, which we sold a ton of copies of. Definitely pulled a couple copies of that for the subscribers of that. This cool, this Art of the Walking Dead universe book. Perfect gift. I'm saying the word gift a lot. It's almost as if there's some reason to give gifts coming up. I can't recall what that could be, but check the calendar. Death of Captain Marvel. This is sort of a famous, infamous, notorious. This is sort of an interesting piece of the Marvel Comics history. So Captain Marvel at this time, he passes. I mean, do I spoil a comic from like 1970 something? 1967 through 68. Well, so he's diagnosed with cancer, and I guess we all know he's not alive anymore because he's not alive in the Marvel Comics. So he passes away from cancer in this, and he's like the only character, like, in superhero comics and Marvel Comics especially. It's sort of like everyone comes back, they die and they come back a couple of years later. Like, I think Jean Grey, the Phoenix character, is the most famous for that. Miss Marvel, just like every character has like died and come back at this point. But he hasn't, because like I think the idea is just that it'd be disrespectful to this the core premise of this was this like very grounded human thing that they were trying to say. So pretty cool to have that in the shop. I've got this New York book. It's like a fold-out poster. Pretty cool. Junji Ito's Cat Diary. So we've got this final, this new printing of this. So this was out of print for a while, and now it's back in print. Portraits of Tenacity and Courage. Do a quick little flip through this. And then I think that's everything on the new release table. Let me walk over to the kids' books. So this looked really awesome. This is like a whole comic told through palindromes. And so it was like cracking all of us up as we were flipping through it. So I think, you got to find a gimmick, right? And so this is the the world's first palindromic comic. So sure to delight anyone of all ages. A new Pokemon comic, Volume 1. That's rare. Number one of any manga right now is very valuable. New Batman Kids comic, pretty funny premise, by Jeffrey Brown, who's famous for doing a bunch of autobio comics, but has also done a ton of kids comics. Like he did all of the Star Wars, Jedi Academy kids comics, and a bunch of other stuff. So fun to see him playing around with the Batman characters. Got like a Amazing Spider-Man kids book. Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. This is like a DC character, and they've done like kind of like a fantasy YA graphic novel. Looks really cool. Definitely feels like taking it's got like some She-Ra, Steven Universe vibes. Marvel's been doing these like reprints of their super old comics and kind of repackaging them. So these are the first 6 issues of the Hulk. And so this is like a great way for if any kid is kind of curious about the old Marvel lore. And these are pretty affordable. It's like $16. So we've got a bunch of those in stock. This is kind of a horror-ish comic for kids, the sleepover, maybe middle grade, 8 to 12. But yeah, if you've got a kid in your life who likes the spooky stuff or has been reading the kids, I know there's been like a series of kids' Stranger Things comics that's kind of in that zone. We've had all of these in stock, the Mighty Jack trilogy, they've been Hotkey. This is all of it, so it's like the 3 books collected in a box set. This looks really cool, The Nightmare in Savannah, another kind of horror thing. This definitely feels more like young adult. These are like high school students, but it's, yeah, like a horror thing. And I really like the drawing and the color palette, so it looks really cool. And it's like there's some cool like chapter break stuff, but definitely like a cool, I'm gonna be reading that one, that's interesting. And then like a Star Wars, this is, yeah, like a Star Wars manga for young, kind of a young adult, middle grade kind of thing. So perfect. I'm sure there's a Venn diagram between manga readers and Star Wars folks. And all right, lastly, I'm just gonna run over to the comics. So we've got everything out this week now. So that's a reprint of the first issue of A Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. It's Rick Remender, the Deadly Class writer. So that's pretty exciting, a new series from him. So the second issue is out this week. We've got a reprint of the first one if you missed it. This is pretty cool. These are the first 3 issues of the new God Killer series, but it makes a nice little, gotta get that framed. So yeah, like I said at the start, it's been kind of a nutty week, so I'm kind of rushing through everything. So this will be a shorter video. I obviously have not had a chance to even really flip through anything, so I don't have much to say. But if something really, okay, so I guess I have something to, well, I had a joke about The Pest, but I don't have time about that. But that is The Pest's new comic. John Leguizamo himself. This is cool. It's like Jeff Lemire, Robin and Batman. It's like a new series. That looks like a cool start to something. But yeah, so it's like, if anything really blows me away this week, I'll be sure to mention it next week. New Venom series. So the last one was like super popular, so everyone's pretty, with bated breath, what will the new one be like? And then this is probably the biggest release this week, and I'm gonna do a separate thing specifically talking about it, but local writer and artist Tyler Boss has a new comic out this week. What's the Furthest Place from Here? We have a ton of copies. Him and Matt Rosenberg have done some comics together before. Very excited about this one. I got to read the first issue and it was excellent. I love Tyler's other work and it's just cool. This has gotten a ton of positive press and interest, and so hopefully we'll have Tyler in here soon and we can, chop it up with him about it. So that's probably like the number one, like most recommended thing this week. So new issue of Witchblood, Wonder Woman, and then I think that's it. So that's all last week's stuff. I didn't get a lot of toys in this week, but I did get this again. Man, it's almost as if there's some sort of holiday coming up. I'm subconsciously keep thinking about gifts and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna check the calendar, see why I keep thinking about maybe it's someone's birthday soon. I don't know what. But yeah, I got this Scarlet Witch thing. It's like $25. So. All right, thanks so much, y'all. And again, sorry that the comics were delayed this week, but I think it's going to be more of that. I think as Diamond goes through whatever sort of crisis they're going through, I don't think it's going to wrap up soon. So I would anticipate next week also having delays. And as mail order and everything gets kind of, as the post office gets overwhelmed with the holidays, there just might be more more issues like that. So, maybe consider, a Christmas gift in hand better than one in the mail. So, all right, thanks so much, y'all. Take care. Bye.